As Temujin and Togrul after 1196 struck out at the Tartars, the Naiman, the Merkit, and the Tachiad, the leaders of the tribes began to worry for their safety. Temujin's campaigns were beginning to reach outside of the normal levels of steppe feuding, and were looking more and more like he was threatening the positions of power they held on to. So, in 1201, on the Argun River, the steppe nobility formed a coalition against Temujin, choosing Jamuhka to lead their charge. The choice of Jamuhka is an interesting one. Rather fittingly, he was very similar to his once best friend Temujin. He was also an ambitious, intelligent man who had developed an aptitude for war, although, as one author describes him, he could be a bit of a prima donna, and as we've already seen, he grows tired of his friends, making alliances with him rather unreliable. So why Jamuhka specifically? Possibly he was seen as the only one whose personality was big enough to stomp down on Temujin, who had so far refused to be cowed no matter what. Despite his flaws, Jamuhka was an aristocrat, as he's often described, and he would not have threatened the traditional power structures, which Temujin had already done with his butchering of the Jurchen leadership and his own preference for raising his lieutenants based on merit rather than birthright. So, in 1201, representatives from 15 or so tribes got together, including Buyruk Khan of the Naiman, who Temujin and Togrul had launched a campaign against in our last video together. Toktoabeki, who had kidnapped Borte back in the 1180s, sent his son Kutu for the Merkit. The Tartars sent representatives. Jamuhka's own Jajirat were there. The Ongarat, the Oirat, and according to the secret history of the Mongols, Targatai, the Tachiad, was there, who had held Temujin captive as a boy. Although the secret history of the Mongols is, again, rather jumbled when it comes to specific chronology at this point. So it is quite likely Targatai was already dead by now. And while his corpse probably wasn't there, Tachiad support certainly was. Sacrificing a white stallion, a very auspicious thing to do, the tribes elected Jamuhka as gurkhan. This is a very interesting title, as gurkhan means universal ruler. Very grandiose, and putting an awful lot of clout behind Jamuhka's name. Possibly it was a swipe at Temujin and his title of Khan, or his title of Chinggis Khan, depending if you think he already had that name by this point. As Temujin's coronation was more of a family affair compared to Jamuhka's very public and very large ceremony, it's not hard to see the greater legitimacy being given to Jamuhka as far as steppe politics went. What's more, Togrul's uncle had been the last person to hold the title of gurkhan, and he had been overthrown by Togrul and Temujin's father Esugai. So this may have been a deliberate snub at him as well. Now, we have gone well past the normal levels of steppe feuding. We're sitting practically on a Mongolian civil war, as all the major steppe powers chose their side for the upcoming conflict. Temujin would be quick to strike out and trade blows with his old friend Jamuhka and his new promotion.